Hi, Terry Franks here. Welcome back to my channel, Prescott Voice. Please don't forget to hit those subscribe, like, and share buttons. Today I want to talk to you about pediatric suicide. We have another 10-year-old that just committed suicide on May 5th. His father found him in his bedroom, dead. And the parents claim that it was bullying. That's what we seem to hear constantly in the news. I think it's what goes on in the home or what doesn't go on in the home that is the problem. So I did a little bit of research. There was a study done on about 134 child decedents between the ages of 5 and 11, if you can believe it. When I started to look into this a little bit further, I was shocked to see that there were so many of these. It's really hard to wrap your mind around. How does that happen? Let's look at some of the statistics in this research study, and I'll link to it in the description. Suicide is the 8th leading cause of death among children 5 to 11 years old. So the demographic data they used was 134 child decedents. 75% were males. The average age of these decedents in this study were 10 and a half years old. The majority of the suicides occurred in the child's home, and specifically in the child's bedroom. 78% of those that committed suicide did it by hanging themselves or suffocating themselves in some form or fashion. It's really hard to think about that happening to such a young person. It's demonic. 18% of those that committed suicide were by firearms that were left in the child's bedroom, not locked up, nothing. That's where the gun was, if you can believe that. A third of the cases were the result of school or peer pressure, bullying. The young 10-year-old Sammy Toish that just committed suicide on May 5th, his parents claim that he had been bullied for a long time. The study found that the childhood suicide findings suggest that a progression towards suicide behavior accumulated over time. And that's exactly what happened in the case of Sammy. Now, we don't know what was going on in the home at the time, and we know that these parents had older children as well. The child's father said he and his wife contacted the school 20 times to report the bullying, and that he was emotionally and physically bullied. So he was bullied in the bathroom, he was bullied on the bus. The parents say that he suffered a black eye. They claim that there's a video out there on an iPad somewhere that the kids did that show the bullying, but the school won't turn it over. The school is investigating but denying that there were any bullying reports filed. So when apparently with this particular school, when a bullying incident is reported and they believe that it is a legitimate report, they will fill out a form and report it. It's mandatory. They say that they have no reports of bullying. So we don't know the facts yet, and we won't speculate on that. Maybe he was bullied, maybe he wasn't. Maybe there was something more going on in the home. Now, what the parents did say in one article I found was this, and I thought this was really telling. The Toishes admitted that Sammy had been acting out at school, which they believe was likely prompted by bullying. Likely prompted. Here is a quote by the father. After a while, he started acting out really oddly at school. He flipped his desk one day. He was hiding under his desk one day. He hid in a closet or a coat cupboard. He threw his glasses. This is all different discussions I've had on the phone with the school. End quote. He also said he had multiple talks with Sammy, his son, who would tearfully tell his dad he was being bullied at school. And then he goes on to quote, "I'm an idiot." You might just be. We asked him how everything was going at school, and he said, good. After a while, he stopped telling me, end quote. Sammy's parents say he was bullied both physically and emotionally at school. They say that their son was recently beaten up on the bus and that he was cornered by bullies in the school bathroom. Now, the school says they have no reason to believe whatsoever that this tragedy was due to bullying at school. Now, there's a lot that's going to come out about this in the future, I am sure. I don't know whether the parents will try to sue the school. There are things that bother me about this story. Number one, what did the parents do? I mean, this has been going on for a while. So he's in the 4th grade. He went from one school to another. He was bullied in the school he came from, and the bullying continued when he went to this school. Yet the parents continued to send him to school without any question. If I'm a parent and I know my kid is being bullied, beaten up in the bathroom, beaten up on the bus, I am going to do something about it. I am not going to continue to allow it to happen. There had to be red flags flying in that home. And what's interesting is the parents said that the bullying continued right up to the day he died. So that means there was a huge social media component here. Did Sammy have a phone? Did Sammy have access to a computer where he could actually log into these social media platforms where the parents say that he was threatened? They say that the school should have done more to protect their son from the bullies. Maybe, if there was bullying. Or was there something else going on in this home that we don't know about? They say that his abuse went beyond school and showed up on social media, where classmates posted threats against him. That's what his father told WTHR TV. That means his son had access to social media, a computer, cell phone, iPad, some sort of device. Why didn't the parents stop it? Why did they allow their kid to continue looking at social media if he was being bullied? They say that the messages were from students. What students? Who were they? Not a single name is mentioned. And this is what they say the students said on social media. Quote, "I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to beat you up when you get to school." The posts often said, quote, "mean things about his mother," which would really set him, Sammy, off. What's really interesting too is what the school has said about the situation. And this was by Superintendent Harold Olin. He said, quote, "contact between the school personnel and the parents was frequent." Why? Was it about the bullying or was it about something else? Interesting. He went on to say, quote, "We are investigating their claims," the parents' claims, "related to bullying. Beyond our own investigations, we are cooperating with the Greenfield Police Department in this matter." Obviously, the school couldn't share the details, but it seems to me that there were issues, big issues, if they were in contact with the parents frequently. What was that all about? Now, I just am heartbroken that a 10-year-old boy, 10 years old, my great-granddaughter is 10 years old. I can't even imagine her harming herself, self-murder. I can't even imagine that. There is something in our society that is so completely wrong. And I will tell you what I believe it is. We have removed God from our family. There is no mention of God anymore. Our kids are just thrown to the lions, which is Satan and all of his demonic entities. This is demonic. Demonic. How is it that a child of 10 gets in his head that it's okay to commit suicide. Something has to be terribly, terribly wrong. And the fact that these parents didn't notice, come on, something just doesn't seem right. Watch the videos with the father. What is really wrong about it is a 10-year-old boy gone. Things have really changed out there. Public schools just aren't like they used to be before Columbine. I think that we really have to be careful anymore. If this was a bullying incident, and it could very well be a combination of many things, depression, bullying, parents fighting, trouble and turmoil in the home. If you are not raising your children up in the fear and admonition of the Lord, giving them stability in life, the tools to fight this sort of thing, then as a parent, I think that you are failing. And if you are not praying for your child every day before you send them out that door to these public schools, any school for that matter, if you're not laying your hands on the top of their heads and praying for their safety, Satan's out there waiting to just gobble them up. And that's what's happening here. This is, I ran across in my research here on this, when I heard this news this morning about Sammy Toish, I saw that there was another little girl at the age of 10 that also took her own life. That wasn't due to bullying. We don't know why she did it. There was another boy, another young boy, that hanged himself from a freezer while his sister was watching cartoons and his parents were in the shower. The little girl, his sister, she was hearing sounds from the kitchen area where he was, likely trying to escape the noose that he made. I do believe that this is a demonic sort of thing. There are demons out there that will put ideas into a child's head. And if we as parents don't recognize or are too busy or don't have the time to know what our kids are doing in every aspect of their lives, then we're going to see a lot more of this. I love what the police said in Greenfield. Quote, "Parents, now is the time to talk to your kids. There shouldn't be anything in their lives you don't know about. School, homework, sports, friends, every aspect of their lives. The more conversations you have about everyday life, the more comfortable they will be talking about the hard stuff," the police statement advised parents. I mean, you can blame the school, you can blame the bully. As I've said in other videos I've done, I don't believe that bullying is the fundamental reason why these kids are dying. What is wrong today? We are a godless nation now. We have booted God out of our country, out of our lives, out of our families. What are you going to do about it? It makes me sick to my stomach to hear someone so young, under so much pressure, that is suffering obviously from depression or demonic influence, that they take their lives, and Satan loves every minute of it because he wants to destroy each and every one of us. So please, parents, do something. I just don't know what to say anymore. We are losing our young people. It's a tragedy, doesn't have to happen. It's entirely preventable. This situation with Sammy Toish was preventable. His dad, his mom should have done more. Sure, blame the school, blame bullying, but it's your responsibility. Sure, it's sad, but you should have done more. Not the school. You, as parents, should have done more. How old are his siblings? What was the relationship between the older siblings and Sammy, who died? What was the relationship between the parents? What was this kid experiencing at home? Enough to throw tantrums and hide under his desk, turn his desk over, hiding in the closet, throwing his glasses, as his dad said. There's something else wrong here. Doesn't pass the smell test for me. Is it a tragedy? Yes. Are the parents hurting? Yes. But if it were me and I was standing in their shoes, I'd be blaming myself. Why is it they continue to allow their kid to view social media platforms with threats. Why did they do more? If they knew he was beaten up, why didn't they do more? And why were the parents in touch with the school so often? I'll be very interested to see how this plays out. Will the parents sue the school? Will they be able to identify the quote-unquote bullies? What a tragic situation. It just makes me sad. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Some people may think that I'm being very unsympathetic. No, could have been prevented. I think there's something much deeper that was wrong with this child than just bullying. Thank you for watching.